Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, Editorial Director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, it is Q&A Saturday. Here's the deal. I got about 24 questions. I can't possibly put them in one video, can't possibly put them in two videos. So what I'm going to do, because I prefer making videos with your questions, is I'm going to put them in about 4 to 5 questions per video. And I'm just going to continually do Q&A videos. So each Saturday I'll do the Q&A. If it comes to the point where I'm doing 7 days a week of Q&A videos, so be it. So just watch for your question. Every question that's posted on the Q&A link, which you can find below, is going to go in a video, all the quality questions. So just be patient. If your question isn't in this video, it's probably in a video to come. So stay tuned. Now today I'm smoking an El Rey del Mundo. That's Reserva Nicaragua. This is a little bit longer of a stick. And I'm going to give that a try today. It's my first time trying it. So guys, before I get into the questions, if you have a question you want me to answer in a video, again, there's a Q&A link below. Post your questions. In that Q&A link, I answer every question posted. Again, the best questions I turn into a video or videos, in this case videos. If I answer your question in a video and you want a free copy of my book, Massive Iron, just check out my email, which is linked below, steve.shaw@tigerfitness.com. Send me an email, say you want a free copy of my book, and I'll send it right over to you. No questions asked. Black coffee, Saturday morning. Stayed up late, too late last night watching Daredevil. You can probably see the bags under my eyes. All right, let's get on with the questions here, guys. The first question is from Manlet. Manlet asks, I can run 1.5 miles in around 18 minutes, and I have only a month or two to get this down to 11 minutes for a fitness test. You used to be a runner. How would you recommend I do this while still making strength and muscle gains on a full body workout? Assuming I'm making up the calories burned, it is possible to run on my off days. Thanks. So Manlet's trying to get his running speed down. Right now, he does 1.5 miles in 18 minutes. That's about a 12-minute mile. And he says he only has a month or two to get it down to 11 minutes for a fitness test. I was a runner for 14 years, and there are many times, periods in my life where I stopped running because of just busyness in life or whatever, and then I would start up running again. I can tell you this from my experience as a runner. If you want to get your time down quickly, like in a month or two, you're going to have to run 4 or 5 days a week. That's what I would do. Now, not only run 4 or 5 days a week, but you're also going to have to focus on time. So run the same distance each day. I would recommend running 2 miles because that's a little bit longer than the 1.5 mile you're going to be doing on your fitness test. Run the 2 miles, time yourself, and just try to improve by a little bit each day. Now, the first couple, 2-3 weeks, you aren't going to see that much improvement, but as you start running, the more you run, the deeper you get into this type of program, the faster you're going to get. When I entered the military, I hadn't been running for about 6 months, and my speed was about, a 12-minute mile when I entered the military, just slow as a turtle. That's about where you're at right now. By the end of 7 weeks in basic training, I was doing like a 5 minute 25-second mile. So my speed was chopped in half, and the main reason was I was just running each day. Now, the secondary question is, will this interfere with my strength and muscle building? Look, you have conflicting goals here. During this period of time where you're trying to get your running speed, improve your running speed, you have to focus on that goal. This is a fitness test, I assume, for a career. You have to focus on that goal. That's your first and foremost goal right now. You still want to train 3 days a week. I would run after lifting or first thing in the morning, maybe 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours before you actually lift. But you can absolutely do this. Just get your calories up. You're doing some intense physical activity with running 4 to 5 days a weekend, lifting. Make sure you get plenty of food, plenty of whole, clean foods. Next question is from Gainz, all kinds of Gainz. Gainz says, soon to be 18 years of age. He weighs 148 pounds at 5'10", and he is a beginner in training. The goal, building as much muscle as possible. What do you do if you're skinny fat? What do you do if you're a skinny fat beginner? That's an easy question to answer because I was just like Gainz when I was 17, headed off to college. I weighed about 152 pounds at 5'10". So me and Gainz are only about 4 pounds different. And I was skinny fat. I was probably 20% body fat at this weight. I just looked sloppy, just didn't look good at all. So, what do you do if you're skinny fat? I answered this question on the Tiger Fitness Forum, but I'm going to answer it so you guys have a quality answer as well. Here's the thing. Right now, let's say you have at 148 pounds, you have 118 pounds of muscle and 30 pounds of fat. You can try to lose the fat, but you're going to just lose more muscle, and you're going to end up at like 130 pounds and 15% body fat, and you're going to look worse. Now you're going to look even skinnier and sloppy. The problem for you, Gainz, isn't your fat. It is your lack of muscle. If you spend 2 to 3 years building muscle and adding 25 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat, you're going to be at the same body fat percentage, likely around 15, 16 or whatever. So you don't have a super high body fat percentage, you just lack muscle. So even if you add 25 pounds of muscle or 20 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat, even though you're adding some fat to your frame, you're adding a lot of muscle, you're going to come out of you come out the other end of this tunnel at 170, 175, 180 pounds. You're going to have tons of muscle mass. Your body fat percentage is going to be the same, but you're going to look great. Your body is going to carry around that same amount of fat, and you're going to look great. When you have 15 to 18% body fat and plenty of muscle mass, you look incredible. Incredible. Heck, I have 25% body fat right now, even after losing 100 pounds. And people still know I lift. People still think I look great for a 48-year-old or 47-year-old. So just remember, the more muscle you have, the better you're going to look. Your problem isn't fat right now. It's simply a lack of muscle. So spend 2 to 3 years on a clean, lean bulk. Slowly add that quality amount of muscle mass, and the body fat you're carrying around right now will just be minimized. You'll just look normal, healthy, and muscular. So I hope that helped. Okay, next question in this video is from Bdawg. I'm going to do 4 questions in this video, and then I'm going to stop it and make another video. So 2 more in this video. Let me get some coffee. I need some caffeine molecules. Bdawg says, Steve, I recently purchased some wrist wraps to do my bench work. I don't like the way they feel while pressing. Do you use wrist wraps while benching? Yes, I do. Is it something I will have to get used to? I don't train in any gear besides the shoes I recently started to wear, etc., etc. What are your thoughts? So basically, Bdawg is just, he made the jump. He's benching 375, so he's a solid bencher. He's wondering if he needs to wear wrist wraps. Here's my advice. Okay, first and foremost, wrist wraps are going to be very stiff. Yes, there's going to be a period of time. It's going to take some getting used to. Now, with that said, if you don't like the way these really stiff wrist wraps feel, you can get a lighter pair of wrist wraps off Amazon for, a little less money. They're a little less stiff. So that might not be a bad option as well. Explore on Amazon. Look for some lighter grade wrist wraps. But look, they're going to be stiff. They're going to take some getting used to. I have to wrap and unwrap after each set. If you aren't picking up wrist strains, if you aren't picking up palm strains, you don't need to wear wrist wraps, even though you bench 375 pounds. So my advice is, if you think they're going to be worthwhile in the long run, to help with stability. And I think where you're at, Bdawgs, as far as weight in the bench press, that you should probably start wearing some support on those wrists, because you're going to be training relatively heavy frequently. Even if you're training at 75, 80% of your 1 rep max, that's still a heavy amount of weight. Even though you have the strength to move that weight, it still places demands on the tendons and ligaments and you know, joints and, you know, everything. So I would try to get used to them, but don't put pressure on yourself. Maybe wear them only during your heavy sets. You know, warm-up sets, you know, don't strap up. They're going to take some getting used to, but just hang in there. Take some time. Don't pressure yourself. Maybe get a lighter pair of wraps and see how those feel. All right, next question is from Casey B, 1987. Casey B, 1987. I was making all kinds of gains in 1987 in college, New Mexico Tech. That was the prime of my lifting as a young fart. Casey B says, I'm back again with another deadlift question. I've had a nagging pain, strained muscle in the right side of my lower back for several weeks now, but I've been able to put up with it until today. It stopped me from getting all my deadlift reps in the day. So he's got some kind of a pain, some kind of injury that had him shut down his workout. Last Thursday, I deadlifted 385 for 2x2 and 3x3, but only managed 4x2 and 1x3 today. I think the floor pulling twice a week is starting to make it worse. Should I switch to rack pulls, etc.? Look, you can probably get away with deadlifting from the floor multiple times per week until you start to build up a level of strength like you have. Right now you have a solid deadlift. I don't recommend floor pulling. There's a couple things I've learned, and for those of you that don't know me, I have made it close to an 800-pound raw deadlift, and this was achieved post age 40. So deadlift is kind of my specialty lift, my obsession. I've tinkered around with frequency on the deadlift, and I have learned that frequent floor pulling isn't beneficial. Now hang with me here. When I was training the deadlift, bringing it up from about 700 to close to 800, I never pulled from the floor. I pulled frequently though, but from on my heavy days, I would do 3, 5, and 7 inch pulls, 3 inches off the ground, 5 inches or 7, depending on how I felt that day and how my back felt. If my back felt good, I'd pull lower to the ground. So you don't have to do that, Casey. You can pull from the floor one day a week, and the second day of the week you can do something else, like you could do low rack pulls and power shrugs from below the knee or from above the knee. That's my favorite exercise if you're going to do a second deadlift day during the week. Don't make it a pull from much higher than right below the knee. Go about below the knee level, above the knee level. Concentrate on that lockout and that power shrug. Build up those traps, build up that lockout. But when you are floor pulling, make sure you don't do too much weight, too many reps, especially when you're around 90% of your 1 rep max. I do not recommend training above 90% of your 1 rep max on deadlift. If you're going to be at that 85% range, which is where you're training at, you know, you're doing it about right, a 2x2 or 3x3. I wouldn't do more than 2 or 3 sets in that range ever. So just keep that in mind. Right now, though, you need to focus on recovery. You need to get that back healthy. I would start pulling between 5 and 7 inches off the ground until that injury feels good. And I would just do on your second deadlift day some power shrugs. Get that back healthy. Don't pull from the floor until that back is healthy. When it's healthy, then if you're going to train frequently, do 1 day floor pulling and a second day rack pull and power shrug combination. So guys, that's the first Q&A video for Saturday. The first 4 questions. I'm going to shut it down here, come back and do more Q&A videos. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, guys, or you want your video featured in a Q&A, check out the Q&A link below. Post your questions over at that Q&A link. I answer every question posted. The best ones I turn into a video like this. And if I've answered your question in a video and you want a free copy of my book, Massive Iron, check out my email link below. Just come on over, hit me up with an email. I will send you a free copy of my book, No Questions Asked. Also, guys, check out my social information, link below. Connect with me on everything from Snapchat to Periscope, the Instagram, whatever. Check out some additional craziness from my life if you're interested. So, guys, if you made it this far in this video and you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.